Hello, everyone. It's another Friday and another day for things to go wrong. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. So, give me a second here. I've got all the things going on, and my streaming platform has kind of changed the look. So, plus I have a special guest today. So things are all over the place for me. You know how it is. If something can go wrong for Carolyn, then that's how it's going to be. How y'all doing? Are you doing good on Friday? I'm doing pretty good. I've been struggling with a little bit of a sore throat this week. So, and Bo's snotting all over the house. I'm sure he wants you to know that. But I I actually told Morgan this. She still goes back and forth between her dad's house and our house because he literally lives right around the corner. And so she's leaving for a week to go to Guatemala, and I don't want her to be sick. And we've kind of been fighting a cold, I guess that's what it is. So this morning I finally said to her, she leaves tomorrow. And I said, I said, I started coughing. Bo is snotting all over the place and sneezing. I said, you might want to go to your dad's a little early just to hopefully, I don't know, maybe not get sick while you're out of state, out of country. Ugh, who wants that, right? Okay, Anne. Hey, Anne, I'm glad you're here. And Jana, I'm so glad that you're off. It's nice to have you here on Fridays. And Katrin is here, and Valera, all the lovely swans, and Laura. Hey, Carol, and Linda's here. You getting all unpacked? And Dion, it's been ages. I'm so glad that you're here. Deborah Sue, Lonnie, thank God it's Friday. I know, right? Oh, it's 7-Eleven day, free Slurpee day. Okay. Well, if you're going out, go to 7-Eleven, get your free Slurpee. And Diane is here all the way from Canada, and Deb is here too. I'm so glad y'all are here. And for those of you who watch later, welcome. All right. I'm not going to do too much blabbing like I normally do because I do have a special guest who is, I hope, anxiously awaiting to chat with you all, chat with me, for you all, and to you all. So Pam Goodchild, who is the author of the Interstellar Shorties pattern that we have been doing a knit along for, and today we announce a winner of the knit along. So I'm so excited about that. Anyway, she's here. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on and say hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. It's Friday.
I know. And we were
Right?
talking about Pam's wearing her ranunculus, and it's beautiful, but hot in Florida.
I'm not. It's wet. Okay, I'm good.
You little fan.
Right? That's what I need. The overhead, and then the socks start moving in them.
Yes, that would be fun. Do you all see her socks in the background there? I love it. All your samples. Very cool. All right. So talk to us before we get into the pattern. I always like to have everybody tell kind of their knitting origin story. So why don't you tell us how you get started?
I probably was surrounded by knitting a lot as a kid. My grandmother, my nan, my mom. There was always knitting going on. And actually at Christmas, I would often get a half knit sweater wrapped in a box, and my mom would be like, "This close," and then she would finish it.
Uh-huh.
So there's always watching them and wanting to knit.
Yeah.
I think I was, I want to say maybe 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there when I finally got my own little set of needles, which was cool. And I don't actually remember the first thing I knit. It's probably hideous, right? With millions of holes. Some, scarf that we always knit. But then I jumped into sweaters. Knitting mostly at that time, because I'm old. They were all piecework, so you have to knit the pieces and seam them, apparently, without knowing how to seam. So
Yeah.
it was tricky, but I still have some of them. That would be fun to share. They look good. I'm like, they're good. I did good.
Yeah. So, and you knit the whole time growing up and through college and all that good stuff?
I did a lot in Canada. We call it university. I did knit there because it's good for the stress, I don't know, there's something about it that's soulful that you can help balance everything. So I always had something going. Took some time where I um, didn't have yarn shops around me.
Mm.
And I was on bed rest and knitting little baby things because that was fun because they're little. And then I don't know, you get busy. So it's like ebb and flow of knitting. And then my husband was working and spending a lot of time in Boston, so I'd be alone quite a bit. So I'm like,
Uh,
let's pick up that 52 weeks of socks. And I started knitting from that and COVID, right?
yeah.
And then
Okay.
just more and more socks. There's just something so satisfying about turning a heel
Yes.
or knitting two at a time and you're done. You're like, oh, sorry. I just got goosebumps and you're like, ew. That's okay. And that's okay because as knitting, you can do so many things differently or tweak or,
Yeah, that's
it's
very
one
true.
of the best things about it.
And I don't you probably can't see the comments, but they are all saying hello, and welcome
Oh.
to the Swans. So tell us about because is this your first design?
It is my first pattern, yes. It's been
So
kind
tell us
of
how you got into that.
so I was studying. I thought, well, how can I knit and make money? So then I thought, well, I have a background in editing, a lot of experience knitting. So I thought, tech editing seems like an interesting thing because Ravelry is huge. We don't have the books and we don't have the magazines like we used to. So you don't have the publishing staff. You
Yeah.
don't have the editing staff you know, to help. So it is a great platform. Ravelry is amazing for huge markets of people.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes the pattern quality can be frustrating for
Yep.
the knitter, right? There's a lot of even popular ones. You're like, oh, so aggravating. So I thought, well, there's a market there. Let's do that. So then I kind of did some research and I found the Knitting Guild Association is a big organization, very reasonably priced. And I get my little logo that says I'm certified. I thought that'd be good. And I just kind of really did that and was working on other things. I thought, I can do this, right? Use all that stuff to create a pattern that other people can enjoy working on, right?
Yeah.
And socks, I'm like, where would you start? Like, socks, because it's what I know, right? Maybe
Yeah.
not everybody does it, but I thought just do something. And I love color work. It's just so, I love it, especially two color.
Mm.
Living very Scandinavian. So I was doing that a lot and I really wanted to practice holding one yarn in either hand and get more fluent because I'm a English or what do you want to call it? A throw.
Yeah. Yep.
So my tension was really off on the other hand. So I just really tried to practice and I thought, hey, let's do this. So it's
Yeah.
fun.
I prefer I've tried doing continental and I keep thinking that I'm going to pick a project and force myself to do continental the whole way through, but
That's a good idea.
I actually get tired of it. Like I miss that. I guess it's
Right.
the muscle memory, but that action is just so
Right.
relaxing to me that
Right.
when I do continental, I miss my right.
Right? It's almost like it's like you've been studying or something and using your brain in a different way, and it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
put it down. But I find too sometimes it'll switch when I do that and then change to the other way. It changes my
Yes.
tension, engage, and the way the stitches look. And I'm like, well, you have
Yes.
to decide one or the other.
Right, which is why I'm thinking if I wanna force myself to do continental, I'll have to just
Right.
pick a project, and when I work on it, I have
Right.
to do the continental.
Right. Right. And I can't do things like cables in
And
continental or even like
then
sort of decreasing. And so I'm like, "Oh, whatever."
yeah, just
But
basic
just
knit and
straight
purl here.
color work, yeah, that I can do.
So tell us about the name of the pattern. Where'd you come up with that?
I was the very first pattern, the very first sock I created with yarn I had, right? You just use what you got and then figure it out. It's just the color of that blue And then the multicolored made me think of stars and the sky, and then Coldplay's Sky Full of Stars, and I don't know, and the
Yeah.
Northern Lights, just kind of, I know I have a little mood board I think I shared on Instagram that shows the sort of things that, and Interstellar, I don't know, it just has a Interstellar Shorties ring.
Nice. Yes, it
And no
does.
one has really, well, I think there is Interstellar socks on Ravelry, but not a shorty.
Yeah.
And there is no confusing the two.
Yeah.
Completely different. So the due diligence of
Yep.
searching to make sure you aren't creating a pattern
Yeah.
that already has that name, and you're like,
Right.
no.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I saw the post that you did. So I knew how you came up with the name, but I didn't know if they all knew. So
yeah, just stars, stars.
so
Right.
where all can they buy the pattern if they have not already?
So in Ravelry, but if you go to pamknits.com, you can click on it, but it'll still take you to Ravelry.
Okay.
So the button takes you straight to the Ravelry page. I thought because then you can add it to your library.
Yeah.
Ravelry makes it very easy for the first time.
Mhm.
They have a huge market of people and knitters and all over the world. It's the most exciting thing. And to see people from South Africa or New Zealand, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting. So we started with that first. So eventually I'll probably sell it directly. But even you'll know other people do that, and you have to remind people that
Yeah.
depending on the volume of purchases from your website, you can't just add it to the library.
Right.
So if
Definitely.
you want to keep it in the library.
Yeah. And you have a blog on your website that they can check out, is
I
that right?
do. So it's pamknits.com/Pam's World. I try to keep it to knitting, but I call it Pam's World because
Cool. I like
it's
it.
kind of fun. But yeah, I just shared my experience with you.
Well, I know you did. And if y'all didn't see my post or Pam's post, she just did a post that has basically a little bit of an interview with me in there. So you can check that out if you want. Yeah. And I'm thinking, because Tish just commented that she just started her Interstellar Shorties this week. And I know some people haven't had a chance to finish. So we
Right.
are still going to do a giveaway today, but I'm thinking we might want to stretch out the knit along because I'm still working on mine too. And then
Right.
we'll do another giveaway like at the end of July or the beginning of August. What do you all think about that?
It is a good summer project, right? Yeah, and you don't have to carry it. For me,
Yeah.
it's like you can just hold it and it doesn't make you hotter,
Yeah.
right? So everybody's thinking about my Rhinebeck sweater, I'm like, I can't hold that. I have to have like something to put it on to knit it. Or I'm like, oh, so I
Yes.
love about them.
Yes. All right. Well, then, let me finish a complete thought here. Before we let Pam go, I am going to play a fun game with her. But since we're talking about the Shorties pattern, I thought we would go ahead, and I forgot to give you the name, Pam,
No.
because I should have let you announce the winner of this particular set. This is Troll Hunter
Oh,
on the Big Skein Trusty Sock, and then Peony on the Trusty Sock
nice.
Mini. And the winner of this, by the way, is dun, 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 Jenny Danker. Congratulations.
Fun. Congrats, Jenny.
So I will get that out to you in the mail, Jenny. And then, yeah, I say let's keep knitting on them. And then I'll announce another winner at the end of July, or I'll look at the calendar. It might be the beginning of August. We'll see. But you got time to keep working on
Right?
it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you just get so busy doing stuff that it's hard to.
Yeah. And Laura says, I didn't even start yet. So deadline extension would be great. Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Yep. And Deb says it's Tour de Fleece right now. Things are pretty crazy. I get it. I understand.
Right. Right.
You spin it all, Pam?
I don't, but I did see a little something something on Swan City Yarns. It looks like I could learn how to do the drop spindle. Although
yeah.
I've never ever done it. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Watch some videos because, I always thought that I would want to do the wheel, which I do, but when I picked up the drop spindle, I was
Yeah.
surprised and was like, wow, this is way easier.
And
So,
portable. I know Andrea Mowry's been doing it
oh
when
yeah,
she first started, and even was it Amy Gilles from La Bien Amy? She's always sharing her.
it's like the big new thing now. Everyone
Right,
wants to spin, yeah.
right.
So Deb, one of our, and Carol actually is a big spinner too.
Oh, nice.
I know from seeing Deb. Deb takes her drop spindles. She's got multiples that she takes with her wherever she goes, and she's
Why not?
always spinning. Yeah, it's
Why
amazing.
not? And then to make something with your own,
Yeah.
oh, that'd be like,
But you know what I find funny is that there are a lot of people who spin and they don't do anything with it, at least not themselves. It's a
right,
totally different
right,
hobby than knitting or even crocheting or anything like that.
right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And that's
It-
right.
Yep, absolutely.
Do what you want.
Yes. Okay. We're going to play a game of this or that with
Okay.
Pam, right? Now, this is more fiber crafting related, knitting specifically.
Right.
Okay. So, Amish Swift or Umbrella Swift?
I'm gonna say Amish Swift because I have one. I inherited it from my mom, but sometimes
Yeah.
it seems a little too small. Sometimes for some of the skeins.
Okay.
So maybe it's a size thing and not a.
Size matters.
I know you want just one answer or the other, and I'm just gonna keep.
It's okay. It's really meant to spark dialogue anyway, so
Okay.
it's fine. All right. Paper patterns or digital patterns?
I started with paper. I like digital. I like to mark them up. I can have it on my phone if I forget whatever else. You can put notes in it and then you can actually erase it and put different notes, or you could keep the notes in it all the time.
Is it Knit Companion that you use?
I do not. I just do PDF and I'll put it in my Apple Books. And then I just write things like whatever size I need and circle where I last worked or.
Oh, I'm going to have to try that.
And then I don't print it. I don't know. Sometimes I find how many, 12 patterns to print just to finish the sweater because you can't remember where you put your last pattern. I don't like to have that. So
I never do that.
Done it. I've done it, but I don't want to do that.
Yes. Yes. I've printed the ranunculus pattern like 3 times now. Every time I
Right.
did it, I had to reprint.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Row counter or tally marks?
Roll counter. But yeah.
All right. Fingering or DK?
I love fingering, but I'm working on DK right now. So
Oh, yes, you are. All right. Magic loop or DPNs?
Oh, magic loop. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Lace work or cables?
Cables.
Oh, nice. Colorwork or brioche?
Colorwork. I don't know if I've ever done brioche.
Yeah.
I've done double knitting, but never brioche.
Yeah. I have brioche on my mind. I'm getting ready to do a brioche.
I just think of bread whenever you say brioche. I don't know.
All right. Cuff down or toe up?
I prefer cuff down. But I'll do both. Depends on how wonderful the socks are going to be when they're done.
True enough. All right. Mohair or alpaca?
Probably alpaca.
Okay. Tonal solid or speckled?
This is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say tonal solid.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're hard. A good tonal solid, yourself not included, is sometimes hard to find.
Yeah.
Because we got into the speckle and the striping, and I sometimes just want something that doesn't flip and stripe.
Right? Yeah, I totally get that.
Right.
And yeah, I've always said, I think people are drawn to the bright speckles at festivals and trunk shows and things like that. But when you really get down to it, with the exception of a few people that I know, when you are knitting a sweater, a lot of people, that's what you want is a tonal solid.
Right.
So, okay. Multiple whips or monogamous?
My whole life I was a monogamous. See, I can't even say it. Monogamous knitter. I this might be getting ahead of myself, I only ever had yarn for the project I was working on.
Ooh,
Crazy, right?
I know.
And then I joined the knitting guild. And then too, with my course, I'm like, okay, gotta have a sock
Right.
and then maybe something else. So I don't go crazy though.
Okay. I totally can relate to that. All right. Charts or written instructions?
Hmm. Probably written instructions, but not for everything.
Okay.
Lace stuff, I would probably rather have a chart. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Music.
Well, can I add an addendum?
Yes.
Well written instructions.
Yes,
Or you
indeed.
might as well just give me a chart. Right? Okay.
Absolutely. Music/TV or complete silence while you're knitting?
Rarely complete silence. Usually a show, podcasts, YouTube,
Nice. Very
audiobook.
okay.
Yeah.
And then sock blockers or no sock blockers?
I have sock blockers. I tend to use it if I'm gonna take pictures.
Yeah.
Or if I'm the first time. So
Yeah.
the first time I block a sock, I finish it, I block it. After that, I kind of just lay them out flat gently because I'll wash a bunch and then lay them on a big
Yeah.
litter rack thing. I mean, they're fun, they're cute. I get them.
Okay. All right. Now, since it is Christmas in July, I've got just a few related to that. So eggnog or hot cocoa?
One over the other. Right now, I want to say eggnog because it's July and it's cold.
That's fair. All right. Gift bags or wrapping paper?
I used to work in a gift shop, and people would die to have it hand wrapped by us. So I know all the tricks. I love the gift wrap.
That's cool.
Although, yeah, and then it could be not gift paper. You could also use other
That's true.
crafty things to wrap it. It's fun.
Okay. All right. Real tree or artificial?
I love a real, but we lived in Colorado, and if you had a real tree, it would dry up in about 3 days. So I've always had, since I've been a married woman, and have
Okay.
my own home. I have a fake one just because,
Yeah.
but I miss them.
Yeah. Okay. And then red or green?
That's hard. That's hard. You're like red pen, red pen. Yeah. So if I'm gonna get dressed up for the holidays, I would wear red, but I wear green a lot. So yeah, we'll say red. Fine.
All
Fine.
right. And the last one, before Thanksgiving or after?
Probably after, like right after, like right after, like that weekend. Right?
Yes.
Bye, right? Turkey.
Yep. Now it's time for
Fun.
Christmas.
Right. Right. Cool.
All right. And they are all commenting and answering the questions too. I love that.
Awesome. I'll go back in and
Yes.
see the chat.
You'll have to read their
Fun.
responses to them. I love it. All right. Any parting shots before you leave us? Anything you want to plug?
I'm working on another pattern, Interstellar cowl.
Nice.
So it'll be the same stitch, the color work pattern, DK, because fingering. I mean, I love fingering, but it'll just take longer. So I want to publish that soon so people can work on it before we start to need it, which right now we think we never will. But we will. Yeah, I don't know. I have my website, pamknits.com.
Okay.
Instagram, it's the same, pamknits. Oh, and I have my sock. I have a Facebook group and a Ravelry group. So they're both independent, but it's called the Knitting Socks Kittens.
I like it.
It's based off of one of my friends is an author, and she writes Christmas novels.
Oh,
super cute. I should have talked about this because it's Christmas in July. It's called A December to Remember, and the author is Jenny Bayless. super wonderful author. I think she has her 6th book coming up. And in this book, there's a knitting group in town called the Knitting Sex Kittens. And I thought that'd be really great, except for Facebook and all their, this is inappropriate or whatever. So I did socks
Right.
instead.
I
So we
like
talked
it.
about socks on Ravelry. It's on Facebook.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Okay.
it.
So now you all know where you can find her.
That's right.
Thanks so
Cool.
much for joining us today.
Thanks for inviting me. It was fun.
Absolutely.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. And we'll
Have a wonderful weekend. May there be knitting involved.
indeed.
All righty.
All right. Bye, Pam.
Bye.
All right. Thank you all so much for being so kind and welcoming to Pam. I love that so much. All right, let's see. Diane, I am left-handed, but I knit right-handed. That's interesting. I wonder how that was to get used to. And then, yes, I will put Pam's group name into the notes. I know Bo does most of the work and he does the chapters and all that good stuff, but I actually type up the show notes, just so you know. And then he probably makes fancy changes. I don't know. I saw Karen is on here from Tulsa. And then also Helen, well, I assume it's Helen from She Sells Yarn is watching. Hey, Helen, glad to have you here on Friday. I love it. All right. So I wanted to show you all something I got last week at Knitcessities. Since you know I always have to talk about books, I didn't bring my other books. I'm still reading the Inspector Gamache series, Louise Penny. I just started, gosh, I don't even remember the name of the one I just started. I finished, it's the one after Kingdom of the Blind. I got to tell you, it's getting to be a roller coaster ride in these books. But anyway, it's good. I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish the series. I just don't know. But speaking of books, I got this last weekend. Vanessa, she must know how much I love to knit socks. And she pulled this out, which I have seen. It's been around a while. Are y'all familiar with, her name is Charlotte Stone. I think most sock knitters know her. Like, she's just known for doing these awesome colorwork sock patterns. And this book, you can get her patterns on Ravelry, but like someone sent me her, I think I just passed it. Nope. That's the chickens, the Swan socks. She's the one who wrote the Swan sock pattern. It's in here. And then there's also the one that I saw in the past and have in my queue in Ravelry, which now I don't even need it there because I have the pattern book, is the coffee socks, which of course I can't, not for the life of me, find them now. But it's literally a little coffee. Oh, and look at these, y'all. The bats. I think I might have to knit those for Halloween. I'm just saying. That's called I'm Batty for Halloween. Oh, and these for Valentine's Day. I might have to make Bo a pair of those for Valentine's Day, right? And these, oops, I don't want to give away the pattern, so, but they're snowflakes. Oh, that one's called Christmas Eve Skies. I love that. So, I mean, just amazing, her different socks. And even that, I just love those colors that she chose for that one. That one is Summer Meadows. How pretty are those? So anyway, yes. And there's chili peppers. They're called spicy socks. I mean, she just has, if you follow her on Instagram, you know that she's just constantly got all these different sock patterns. So Bo says, I'd wear those. I know you would. You're so good about that. By the way, y'all, Bo showed me a pair of socks that he wears all the time that I knit for him. They're just a vanilla pair of socks, and he's finally worn them thin. So I think I'm going to have to break down and practice some visible mending. So yeah, I'm going to have to do it. Oh, thank you, Pam. She wrote the name of the groups right there, and then I will put them in the show notes as well. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Okay. And then what else? So July's Fiber Challenge socks, which, by the way, you can intersect the two knit alongs, the July Fiber Challenge, which is to knit some holiday socks, either a traditional holiday pattern, or if it's not something that has like color work of, like you could do the Christmas skies. Is that what the winter, what was that? I've already forgotten the name of it, but you could do something that has a traditional holiday motif of Hanukkah or Christmas, anything like that, using non-traditional colors, or you could do like the Interstellar Shorties using Christmas colors. And that would qualify you both for the Interstellar Shorties knit along and for the July Fiber Challenge. Just don't forget that with the July Fiber Challenge, if you're not posting in that immediate thread, to put hashtag SCS July Challenge for me so that I can find it when I go to do that that giveaway. So how are y'all doing on your spinning? I know y'all were talking a little bit about your spinning. So I have to be honest, I did not spin this past week. I looked at my spinning wheel and I was like, I even have it on my to-do list here, y'all. This is, I always have at least one weird sheet like that. But look, it says on there, spin. Tell you what, you notice it's not crossed off because I ain't done it yet, but I will. I'll get there. Yeah. So like Pam said, I have a tendency to be monogamous. In fact, I had wanted last week to get the heel done on my Interstellar socks, which are not Shorties. Obviously, I told you all this, that Bo wants a regular length sock. So, but I'm almost to the heel. And my goal last weekend was to put the heel on. But with the trunk show and then a Sunday, I don't know what was wrong with me. So I wonder if I didn't I don't know, maybe I was starting to fight something on Sunday and just didn't know it. I felt so puny. I did not do anything but lay around all day Sunday. So needless to say, that heel did not get knit. I did, however, on Saturday at the trunk show, and then this week, look what I got done. I split for the sleeves, y'all, on my ranunculus. So, and this is going to be a crop top, very cropped, because my plan, I have 2 dresses that I want to wear it with. So it will be very cropped because I want the waistline of the dresses to show. So I don't have, honestly, all that much farther to go on the waistline. And then the sleeves will just be half sleeves. So I'm very excited. I am using, if you have not seen, I'm using Swan White on Swanky Sock, and I'm using Sprinkles on Fluffy Lace, which is, of course, alpaca. So it's going very well. Although this pattern has given me more grief this time around than either of the first 2 times that I knit this pattern. I don't know why. Was I overconfident in my abilities and not paying as much attention? But there were a couple times when I had to go back a couple rows because my stitch count was off. And I was like, oh. Anyway, but I'm back on track. And now I'm just knit until I get to the hem. So that will be good. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it. And Laura, yes, I really like those colors. Yeah, and Bo wants to do something like that with cookie crumbs and Swan White. Actually, I think, I'm not sure what I'm going to knit with it, but I decided I just put it on the dye schedule. I think I'm going to dye Under the Mistletoe. That was last week's dark red and green colorway. I think I'm going to dye that on Fluffy DK and maybe even on Fluffy Lace. And I think I might have to have me a Christmas top. Will it be a sweater? I don't know, but in that. So we'll see. But yes, on cookie crumbs, that would look good. Because we do have cookie crumbs on Fluffy Lace available. That would look, yeah, that would look so good. So anyway, that's basically all that I have done. But I do have Swan projects for y'all. So bear with me because actually it's looking okay now. I was like, Pam was on here earlier with me. I had her on before we went live and I was like, oh, I got to get my whip picks put up. And I come over to the interface and it looks, I guess they've done an update because it looks totally different. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? So, but I got it. I'm all taken care of, I do believe. So first up, let me show you. These are the ones that I found. So if somebody posted something and I didn't catch it, I apologize. So this is Tammy. She finished her socks, and that is Cherry Blossoms is the colorway there. Which, you know what? I'm wondering if I don't even have Tammy on my list. I actually wrote notes, but I don't have her on my list, which makes me wonder if someone else's WIP project did not get put in here. I hope not. Anyway, they look gorgeous. As always, she always does a great job with her socks. This is Debbie. Debbie posted this, I think, a while ago, and it's taken me this long to show it. This is her Collins tee, y'all. And she used a bunch of Swan City Yarns minis. How good does that look? The fit is perfect. I love it. And Debbie is one of those people who says that she doesn't just like to knit like regular plain stockinette. She gets bored, y'all. She has to knit like lace work and stuff like that, which I just always find so impressive. So, and her Collins tee looks gorgeous. All right. And then this one is Susan. This pattern is called Slight, and she's using candy cane. That doesn't sound quite right. Is that right? It might be right, Susan. You never know with me. What was I? Yeah, there is a candy cane colorway. So that might be it. I was thinking it looks a lot like peppermint bark. Is that possible? Did I get it wrong? I mean, who knows? Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's a Christmas colorway, and it looks good, Susan, as always. And then I have another thing from Susan later on here. But first, Connie finished her Interstellar shorties, and they look so good. I love that she did the sister socks where she alternated the colors on the two socks. She's got Go Big or Go Home is the main color on the left there. And then Limeade is the main color on the right. And so she just interchanged those. They look so good. All right. What do we have next? Linda started a pair of socks. She didn't give us a pattern name, so it might be vanilla socks, but she's using Ho Ho Ho, which was one of the kind colorways last week. And I'm so excited. I loved seeing how it's knit up because I got to tell y'all, there were only 2 skeins of this, and I was very tempted just to keep them for myself. There's something about that red and that green. We should have kept the recipe on that one because I love it so much. Looks scrumptious. And then Bobby, since it is Christmas in July, in between knitting her socks, she said she pulled out a 12 days of Knitmas from several years ago. So she's got Mulberry Tree in there. She's got True and Silver Linings and Love Bites are all in there. And it looks lovely. I'm glad you're getting that finished up, Bobby. That's awesome. All right. And then Susan, this is her second project that she posted, and she is working on the Cozy Comfort Throw, which calls for fingering plus fingering, and you hold them together for a DK weight gauge. And of course, as you can see, because of you're holding, well, you don't have to hold, but she is, and I think the pattern calls for it. You hold 2 different yarns together, which gives that beautiful marled look. This is actually a blanket that I have in my queue to do as well. It's, I love it so much. And then Anne, I had your socks somewhere, but I don't see them. Oh, nope, that's not them. I'm so disappointed. I even have it on my list, Anne, to have your socks on here that we were talking about. So I guess I will have to show them next week. So sorry. Sometimes I don't know what happens. I tell you what, it's just crazy. You know, between me having to remember to make the WIP picks and then to write down the information and then relying on technology to get it uploaded into the streaming platform. It's just, there's so many things that can go wrong. So anyway, all All right. So what else? Yes, Dion, your Bell Schnickel sock set. You need to pull it out. I love that. I was just showing that colorway to somebody last weekend because it's kind of woodsy and foresty and all of that. What are we talking about? Bo needs a flax sweater out of cookie crumbs and Swan, right? Yes, I would say that he does, except I don't know if y'all know this. Bo does not like the fluffy yarns. He's like, oh, I don't know. Is it a texture thing, honey? I don't, or is it just it leaves so much, residue? It's almost like dog hair. Not really. It's not. It doesn't shed that bad. But literally, when I'm winding that stuff, like you can see the residue on the table, and then I have to dust the table with that the extra fluff that's there. So, hello, Blair. Glad to have you here. And Anne may already have a finished pair next week. Yes. Bo says, I don't know. I like it on other people. That's true. You do. And, that's true. I could marl the two together. Oh, I could do that for you, honey. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if y'all remember, I made Bo an oxbow cardigan. Was it last year? Might have been the year before. And I made the sleeves way too long because you have to knit the sleeves first or separately. That's how the pattern calls. You knit them separately and then seam them on. Yeah. And they're like that much too long. So I still have to mend that for him, which isn't hard to do. It's just a matter of getting it out and doing it. So yeah, I need to do that. That's such a beautiful sweater for sure. So, okay. So what is new in the shop this week? All right. Let me tell you what we've got. First of all, we have Christmas at the Cabin. This is always a favorite, always goes fast. It's got a sage green base, but because of the chemistry, the pH shift that happens with the yarn, there's also some blue in there. So you've got some sage green and some blue, and then I top it off with some berry and cherry colored speckles. Look at that. So, I didn't bring a berry mini up here. So berry as a colorway goes really nicely with this, but so does pit berries, goes really good with that. And also a new colorway that I put in is Jingle Guts. I thought it would be a fun name, Jingle Guts. Anyway, this red, I got to tell you, it's between Velveteen, which is now in the shop by itself as a mini. Between Velveteen and Jingle Guts, I need to make myself a sweater. I will be doing that come Nani Swimo, but I'm not sure which red. Will it be this red, Jingle Guts, or will it be Velveteen? One of those will be made into a winter sweater for me. I'm just saying. All right, so Christmas at the Cabin. Now I do want to show you, I put it on sparkly sock as well. So sparkly sock, I always dye with vinegar because of the stellina. Citric acid can burn it out. And I don't want that. I want all of that nice shiny sparkle. Is it showing? I can't tell. So because of that, to protect it, I use vinegar. And vinegar gives it just a slightly different color than on citric acid does on my other bases. So you can see you get, there's a little bit of the blue in there, but you get more of that green look to it. I love that. All right, so that's in the shop. And then I also did, Christmas tree again. So that has kind of that minty green base. And then I speckled the top of it with some orange and some gold and a red. I'm trying to remember which red I remember which red I used. So yeah, Jingle Guts actually goes very nicely with this one as well. It's a deep, dark cherry red. So you've got Krampus Kiss. Now, Krampus Kiss, if y'all know the colorway Clarity, I just renamed it. This is Clarity. Krampus Kiss is Clarity. So, and then Jingle Guts. Jingle Guts is new, but it goes nicely with that also. There's a lot of colors. You could put an orange with that. You can do whatever you want. There's even some pink in there that you could pull out. So you can just do so many things. And then I want to show you, I also put that on Sparkly Sock. And so it actually looks, I guess it looks about the same. I was thinking that it looked a little tiny bit different, but Sparkly Sock, yeah, it still looks pretty much the same. But look at all that sparkle. Oh my goodness. So Karen, hey Karen, does Krampus Kiss go with the cabin? I think it does. Here, I'll hold it up for you. What do you think? I like it. Let's see. What else do I have back here? Pardon my booty in your face. Let's see here. Is that's Krampus Kiss. Yeah, see, I think Krampus Kiss. I've also got Spruce. Well, that's a darker green. I don't know that I would like Spruce with. I'll show it to you though. Spruce. What else have I got back here? I had another green. Where's Teal? The cows come home. Come on, where you at? I don't know why I can't locate it. All right, well, I think Teal, the cows come home, Karen, would go nicely as well. Or Gemini. That's a good question. Okay, so there's Krampus Kiss. This is Spruce. Oh, I actually kind of like that. It's dark. And then Gemini. Do I still have Gemini? I don't want to put my butt in your face. So, trying to see. Oh, there's Till the Cows Come Home. I don't know if I still have Gemini in the shop. I can always dye it. Yeah, and then here's Till the Cows Come Home. Oh, that looks good. I kind of like that. Hubba hubba. Very nice. Yeah. So let me know if there's any other colors you want to see. So that's the Christmas colorways. I've also restocked Under the Mistletoe, any that I think Sparkly Sock sold out. And so that's been restocked. And then what else? Yes, Laura, you did. I was just thinking about Oh Christmas Tree a few years ago. You did make a sweater out of that. I remember I was thinking about that when I was dyeing it up. I was like, oh yeah. Yes, that would be good. Hello, Vima's Crochet. And anybody else who popped on here that I did not miss. Oh, Carol, Team Velveteen. Okay, yes. That's a good to know. Yeah, I do like Velveteen too. I could just make one of each. As time allows, of course. Okay, and then the other thing that's new in the shop, or another thing that's new in the shop, if you are in Dying to Knit and have not yet watched last night's video, then you might, and you don't want to be, you want to be surprised, then you might want to, because I'm going to show the colorway that we dyed last night. Here it is, dun dun dun, on, this is Swanky Sock. And there's some different colors in here that represent elements from the show Happy Days, which I'm not going to tell you all about because that's for the Dying to Knit people. However, the coordinating cousins, which are on pre-order, are available to everyone. And that is Perfectamundo is the beautiful bright pink over there. And then Happy and Free is the tonal blue that you see there. Okay, so those are available on pre-order to everyone across multiple bases for, I don't know, I usually leave them up for a week or two. And then, oh, thanks, Lonnie. Yes, I missed you last night, Lonnie. Oh, yes, Velveteen and Sparkly Sock. That's good. In fact, I showed you all that, right? Oh, yes. Look at, and I got to tell you, These dark colors on Sparkly Sock are amazing. I just dyed up some Pomp and Circumstance, not in the shop yet, on Sparkly Sock. And I was thinking for Halloween, like those bat socks. It looks so good. I mean, I can't wait to show you all that. But it's not in the shop yet because I haven't been able to do the listing yet. And then for my fiber people, there is some BFL in the shop. This is Deep Blue Sea, which is primarily just different shades of a bright royal blue. And then I also have Murderous Mermaid, which has some reds going into some blues there as well. And then I also have the Green-Eyed Monster here available. This has different shades of green. This came out different than I thought. I put some really bright green in there, but then I toned it down with some gold and some other darker greens. And I guess it really toned down the bright green, which is a good thing because it was a little, I was like, well, I don't know how that's going to look, but it came out well. And then I also have this one, Fancy Pants, which is different shades of a pinky red and purple in there. So I dyed these using up some leftover concentrates that I had. And so I don't have recipes for these. So what's in the shop is what's there. And then, yeah, when they're gone, then I'll dye it some more. So, yeah. Yes, Murderous Mermaid. I like that one too. And I know, so drool worthy. I love it. Oh yeah, Deb, I think as I remember, in fact, because I have some of last year's fiber out there on the wheel. And actually, yeah, definitely. I'm thinking of Fancy Pants. I forget the name of the colorway that I have on my wheel right now. But I'm thinking Fancy Pants would definitely go very nicely with that. Interesting. All right. So what else okay. Before I forget, the monthly mini color clubs did go out this week. They went out a little bit earlier. Morgan was like, did I not just do these? And I said, yeah, but you're going to be gone next week. And I like for you to assemble those. So there you go. So it was mainly selfish on my part because I wanted her to do them before she left. And as you get them, some of them were packaged in some new compostable packaging that I found. You'll have to let me know if you feel strongly one way or the other about the bags. Let me know. They definitely have a different feel to them. I guess that's the compostable part, but they're supposed to be strong. And I like the idea that they're compostable, so environmentally friendly and all that good stuff. So let me know if you feel strongly one way or another. I'm not going to show it yet because I'm sure that there are some people who have not yet gotten theirs. So I will show that next week. And I didn't show y'all. So July, the fiber challenge. Bo's going to love this when he gets to the chapters. I'm going back to an old topic. So we were talking about the July Fiber Challenge, which, by the way, I have not cast on my holiday socks. I keep thinking, okay, y'all, you may not remember the Stripe Step socks. They were one of Stephen West, his sock, you get a new sock pattern every month. And one of the first ones was the Stripe Step socks. And I started them, and then because it's, it's one where you knit the whole front panel of the sock, and then you come back. Well, you knit the cuff first, excuse me, and then you drop the back half, knit the whole front of the sock, and then you come back along the back side, and you're knitting the back, and you have to attach it to the front. Well, because it was kind of time consuming and I was doing other things, I tore them out and I said, I'll come back to them at another time. Well, there was a lady, in doing that, I did a very short on TikTok, I think maybe on YouTube as well. I don't remember, somewhere, maybe multiple places. I posted, just a video, not telling how I did it, but just doing it. And a lady from Germany, I think, reached out because I had to translate what her comment was because it was in German. I didn't even know what she was saying, but she was asking me to do a video describing how. And I haven't done a search since then. I do know that when I was first doing it, I looked to see if there was a video telling how to do it. And the only one that came up was the video of Stephen West talking about the socks. So I don't know if someone has done a video in the meantime. Hopefully they will. But I told the lady sent me multiple comments and said, will you please do a video showing how you joined the front and the back? So obviously other people have joined it just fine. I found the instructions relatively easy to understand, but that doesn't mean that, some people need a visual. I get that. So anyway, I thought maybe I would do a pair of Christmas socks and do another video showing the joining. We'll see. But where was I going with that? So I have yet to cast on my Christmas socks. However, I did finally, now that we're like halfway through the month, I picked out the prize for July's Fiber Challenge. And here it is, okay? These are some older Christmas colorways that I developed years ago, like years ago. Oh my gosh, 10 years ago. No, it's not been that long ago. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or so. This is Office Party, and it is on a base that I don't carry, but it's a beautiful single ply, and it also has some stellina in there. And I'll be honest, I wish a single ply would do better selling wise in the shop because I love the look of a single ply yarn. It's beautiful. But anyway, that's Office Party. And then this, some of y'all might remember, oh, look, red. This one is no so bright. This one is definitely a more purpley red. This one actually went with, I think at the time it was called Reindeer Games was the colorway, and it's on that same base. But these are the two skeins of yarn that are the prize. And I wanted to give you two in case you want to do a bigger project. You can, or you could do two separate projects. You could do hats or, whatever. You could do shawls out of, Christmas shawls out of these would be gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I should have kept them for myself. But I'm not going to be greedy. So actually I do have some Office Party in trusty sock because I had started some socks. I think I was going to work on a pattern design with it and then never got to finish it. So, but anyway, so that's what we've got. That will be the prize for the July Fiber Challenge. Yes, Karen, love a single ply for shawls. Nice and light for Florida. Great. Yes, I love the texture. And it kind of has a sheen to it for some reason. Just the nature of the single ply, I think, gives it a sheen. I love that. Carol, I agree. I love single ply. I need to try spinning it. See, that's funny, Carol, because that's all I've done so far is single plies because I'm afraid to ply. That's the next learning step for me is plying. I'm so impressed with you. You have, wow, the progress that you have made. Because unless I'm mistaken, right, you didn't start spinning all that terribly long ago. Well, I say that, I'm bad with time. So I say it's been not that long ago. It could have been 2 years. Still, even if 2 years, I'm amazed. Okay. Bo's so good to me. He always makes up for my boo-boos and everything. Let's see, Lonnie, Playful Pop Socks by Tracy Miller are coming out. Okay, she does some great sock patterns for sure. So I'll have to check. Oh, and I have heard that, Deb. Yeah, it's kind of like art yarn. I'm curious about art yarn because I get the sense that some people call it art yarn simply because it's not done well. But from what I've seen, true art yarn actually takes a lot of skill. In fact, one instructor that I had, Mary Egbert, y'all might know her, she said that a lot of people, once they learn to spin well, and ply and all of that, then they find it difficult to go back and learn to do art yarn because you have to do the different textures and all that good stuff. So I don't know. If it looks pretty, I like it. And I have knit with some yarn that has been pretty unbalanced. I will say that. I know. But I didn't care. It was fun to knit with. I knit Morgan a hat out of some of my yarn that I had knit and left as a single ply. And she likes it. I liked it. Yeah, it was fun. So it's all good. As long as you are happy with it and it's serving you well, then that is all that matters. So yes, art yarn takes a lot of control and intention. See, it's not as easy as it looks. I can just call it art yarn because it's, it looks like art yarn. All right. So where will I be next? I will be next a week from tomorrow. I will be back at Knit and Stitch for our Christmas in July trunk show. And then also for those of you that signed up for the sock blank dye experience, I'm very much looking forward to that. Unless I'm mistaken, that is now sold out. But I think on their website, they do have a place that you can sign up for if you want to be added on a wait list. So that's an option. And the week after that, I will be at She Sells Yarn. There is one opening for the botanical scarf dyeing class where I actually do teach you. It's not just a dye experience. You actually learn how to prep the scarves and do the botanical dyeing yourself. It's actually a very cool process. And then there's also some openings in the working with hand dyed yarns class where we talk about, what to do with those skeins that we were talking about, those striping skeins and, pooling and all of that stuff. And, what do you do with them? Do you want to embrace the pooling and the color flashing, the striping, or do you not? And if not, then what are patterns? What do you look for in patterns to avoid that and to work with that yarn and make it look really good? Which of course depends on the person. Some of us like the pooling and the color flashing and that's all fine and dandy, and some don't. And that's okay too. So, all right, I think that's it. Are y'all busy this weekend? I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do much. I don't like getting other people infected if I am fighting something off. I'm very paranoid about that. So, yeah, I'll be hanging out around the house. Fortunately, that's easy for me to do. So yeah, I think that's it. Is there anything else? Any other announcements? So not that I can think of. I will have, just to let you know, I will have Christmas colorways. Oh, thanks, Deb. Yes, I hope we feel better too. And embrace the chaos. I love that, Lonnie. Yes, you are very good at doing that and choosing colors. And some of us are, and again, a lot of it goes back to what is your personal taste and how do you, but I'm always, sometimes, not always, but sometimes I'm surprised people that I know have been knitting for a while, but they don't have the confidence to pick colors. And so some people kind of need, they need that extra reassurance or that confidence boost to pick their colors and all that good stuff. Anyway, where was I going? I was going in a direction before that, and I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. Oh, colorways. So we have, I think, 2 more weeks in July of, and so I've got Christmas colorways coming. Well, that's the plan anyway for both of those weeks. Fingers crossed. I was showing my dying to knit a practice pot that I had. It did not turn out the way that I wanted it to. So, which, by the way, there will also be more one-of-a-kinds coming into the shop just because of various projects that I'm working on. And I'm practicing the color schemes and, I want to get it what's up in here. So because of that, there are some pretty colorways that just aren't quite what I was going for, and you'll see them coming into the shop in the next couple of weeks as well. So there's still lots to look forward to in the month of July. All right. So anyway, I think this is where I leave you. I hope that y'all have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Always, if you need me, I am just an email away, Carolyn at Swan City Yarns. And yeah, I hope y'all have a good weekend. Be safe and try to stay cool. All right. Bye, everybody.